All right, I'm here with one of my favorite category of people in the entire planet. That is a customer of InboundREM. It's Jared. He is a broker in Fort Worth. He's been doing business with us for actually, it's been about 4 or 5 years on and
Yep.
off again. He actually stopped using some of our services for a little while because things had
And it
slowed
was a
down in this
mistake.
market. And now he's back to using us full time, and
Yep.
he has been seeing some success. And we've been trying to figure out all the places he's seeing some success. But in your own words, I'm going to just kind of let you.
Yep.
I'm going to ask that you just share what your story is through your own
Yep.
eyes of using InboundREM as a provider. Just whatever you want to
Yeah.
say.
And man, I want to start even before I was a customer. I found your channel or your content somehow. It was probably like a YouTube video or something. And I have a really good friend that I've known for a lot of years, and he owns a marketing agency. And I
Hmm.
found your content and I went to him and I said, "Hey, Luis, I want like if I want a custom website that's going to be like SEO oriented to build my personal brand because I was moving into getting my broker's license and I was going to have an independent company and I didn't want I wanted a web presence so that I looked like a legit business person, not just
Sure.
a realtor." And he's like, "Well, Jared, let me get back and look into this for you." And I mean, he has clients that are like Benny Keith, which are some local food distributors. I mean, big size companies. And it's like, hey, I think it's going to cost. He's like probably $18,000 to $25,000 up front, and we don't have experience building websites for realtors, and I don't know what this will look like for you. And I don't know what that long-term progress is. Oh, and we recommend, the advertising budget and so there's all this stuff. And it was really like, okay, I like you a lot and I trust you, but you don't have the experience doing what I need done. And so I think that's when I reached out to you guys, and you specifically. And so what we talked about, and I mean, I saw one of your videos just recently, like the idea of like renting versus owning your website really should resonate with realtors because that's what we do. We help people buy their homes. Um, and my mom has a real estate license, and she's
Hmm.
jumped from one CRM to another and one brokerage to another, and she's always getting a new personal profile page somewhere. And those things just have zero weight. I don't know if she's ever had a website lead that's come through. And granted, I'm 8 years into the business. I have a good network, and I've had this website for. I mean, you probably helped me do it in maybe 2020, maybe the beginning. I don't know exactly the year we started, but I am almost on a weekly, maybe not weekly. I'm getting at least one valid real lead a month through the website right now. Um, and they're not like, "Oh, hey, I want to rent a house." Like it's, "Hey, I found you online." And there's a lot of different avenues that I think all play together.
Hmm.
You've got the website, you've got the Google reviews, which is stuff that you also harp on, your local business results. Um, you've got, video content, which you told me to do up front and I didn't do up front. And that I've been doing now for a year and a half. And I'm
Hmm.
seeing all of these things work together, which is leading me to be at the point in a slow, bad market that I am the busiest I've ever been. My wife is to the point where she's like, "Great, I thought the summer was coming to an end. I thought you were going to slow down." And I'm getting a 1 to 2 leads a week right now from various channels. Some of that's referral, right? And that's not really what you do. But when someone starts researching you and your website or an area, and like your website actually ranks, like if you search like the area where I sell real estate, I'm not number one, but I'm oftentimes on the first page of Google, right?
Hmm.
And I don't really think I'm going to beat Zillow, and that's not what you're selling anybody, right? But certain neighborhood pages, not just certain, a good number of them, I rank first page of Google for a number of those, and I'm seeing the result of doing this over a few years, and it's helpful.
Just to quantify it helpful, because you and I started having a conversation about omni-channel like right before we turned the camera on. You were riffing on how you kind of feel
Yep.
like it's a flywheel. You
Yep.
said you got that language from somebody else. Anyway,
Yep.
I'm just kind of hoping that maybe again, I'm just looking for your opinion. That's all I
Yep.
want. You said the word omni-channel and flywheel. I'm curious to know how
Yeah,
you
man, I
perceive
think
that.
that there's this level of credibility that's created when a potential client, a consumer, sees you in more than one spot, right? I mean, I'm having people call me and they're telling me so much over the phone. They're telling me all their reasons. They're telling me their whys. They're telling me their concerns. And, they're seeing a Google business page that has more reviews than most brokerages do. They see a website that is a real actual website and not a CRM template that looks the same as everyone else's, right? They're seeing, real content for these neighborhoods they're interested in on
Mhm.
the page. They're seeing like the YouTube videos and right, like the YouTube videos get hosted on the website. And so there's going to be some synergies there. Like, you're the expert in that. I just know that Google owns Google and Google owns YouTube. So if you have stuff on both, you're probably going to look a little bit better. And so between like watching some videos of you being an expert on some neighborhoods and then seeing reviews that say, hey, Jared's great. He's super responsive. He knows what he's talking about. I'd trust Jared to go again, the next time I buy a home. And then they see like a legit website that professionalizes you. Now
Mhm.
you're not just a realtor. I hate the term realtor. Like, I got my broker's license half so I could stop saying I'm a realtor. Uh, and so unfortunately, a lot of people don't really respect realtors very much, right? Um, but if you position yourself as the professional, and that takes a certain level of investment, people come into that trusting you in a way they would not otherwise trust you when they want to see a house and you're now a door opener as opposed to the expert.
And so that we can maybe quantify, in the 8 years that you've been doing business, have you bought leads or gotten leads from people or done PPC or tried
Oh,
other platforms, anything like that?
I hate lead providers across the board. I don't care if it's a paper lead, if it's a paper month, if it's a paper closing. Uh, I hate all of them. Now, a couple of them, there's one that I do keep, and it costs me like $100 a month, but it's because I have a profile on their website that ChatGPT has referenced as helping me rank high in AI search results. So yeah, those all those lead sources are super low quality or they're super expensive. And I didn't grow my business that way. I grew my business on referrals and high quality service. And so that's a long way of saying, no, I don't pay for leads. And
But you have
even the,
before, because here's the question I want to ask. You've now used both. You've used inbound leads in a methodology that I'm all over the place if anybody's curious about talking about, and
yep.
then another methodology which is you push people into a funnel of some kind and you get
Yeah.
yourself a name and a number.
I've done the lead providers that are like pay per closing, and I've done a couple here and there, but never great success.
And if you had to add a score to both, like pay providers in general, and then
Yep.
inbound leads in general, and that score was from 1 to 10 in terms of
Oh,
lead quality, can you give us some numbers from your own
yeah.
perspective?
Inbound leads are 10 times better than like the lead providers, right? Most of the lead providers are selling their info to 3 different people, um, or they're selling the least amount of information they can give you. And it's just so much different. Inbound leads are 10 times better than paid or lead source, lead company sourced.
That is obviously, I've staked my whole career
Yep.
on this idea. So it's incredibly gratifying to have a customer see the results, incredibly gratifying that you are one of those rare people that once you made a couple decisions, start, stop, and no fault to you in either way, but you looked at something that was working and said, I'm going to double down. And that
Yeah.
is that is harder to do with inbound stuff than it is pay per click, because pay per click is just I go from 2,000 to 4,000, and so many
Yep.
people are addicted to that.
It's a
Whereas
crack.
with
Crack. It's crack. It's an instant, feel goods, which isn't great for long-term growth sometimes.
yeah, well, I think it's not great most of the
Ever.
time, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much, Jared, and you've made my year because it's very, very difficult for clients. Like I think I probably told you this 4 years ago. we oftentimes work in silence. Clients don't necessarily call us when things are going great, and we're not tracking leads
Yeah.
like the way that CRM systems do. I can't log into your system and see how many your leads are doing. That's assuming you even tagged where the source was originally, even if I had access. So we work in the dark, and you've shed some light on this. So I'm going to share this
Yeah.
video with my entire team. We thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Awesome.